Hello guys and welcome. Wow, it is so early right now and it's exciting because it's chilly outside. I can get ready before the kids even wake up and it's going to be a good day. I'll be so productive because of that. But today I'm going to show you guys my everyday simple fall makeup look. I love fall so much. It is without a doubt my favorite season. I love the clothing. I love the colors. And when it comes to makeup, I still like to wear very kind of minimal everyday makeup, but maybe I'll add something a little bit interesting on the eyes, or I'll add a bolder lip. You know, I like to put just a little bit more color during my everyday fall makeup, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys some new products from Merit as well. Now, you guys know my love for the Solo Shadows from Merit. These have been used in my collection and kept in the top drawer since they were released over a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. I love them so much. They're so easy to use and they are a staple in my collection, and the colors are really good. Now they came out with the Solo Shadows Sheen, and these are in the same similar packaging, different colors obviously, and then they have a sheen to them. And they are so beautiful, so long lasting. I have here 4 colors. They actually are coming out with 6 new colors. And once those are out, I'm going to have to pick up the other 2 shades. But I'm so excited to show you guys these. And this video is in collaboration with Merit. I have worked with them many times before. They're one of my favorite brands, and I'm very excited to kind of share some more details about these products. So get comfy, grab something to drink, hang out with me, and let's get started. I've already done my skincare routine maybe 30 minutes ago, so I don't feel like I have to prep anything. I do have quite a few breakouts. I don't know what's happening, but I think I'm going to go with a little bit of this Merit. It's called a Minimalist, but it's kind of like a foundation concealer in one. Let's take the shade Ecru and see if that one works. I usually wear the shade Bisque. May have to put a little bit of that one as well. But I'm going to add this first because I want to use one of my favorite tinted SPFs, and that is the Uniform. I've used that one so much. I'm just adding a little bit of Bisque on top of it just in case the color isn't perfect. I think Bisque is a better color for me, but I'm quite fair, so I thought maybe I needed a lighter shade, but I would still go with Bisque. And then I'm just gonna tap this in. I don't want to blend it out too much. I'm just tapping this in over those spots. I am gonna take a color corrector real quick, just right here under my eyes, because I think we need it. I woke up so early today and I am not a morning person, so we need a little help. I did already have my coffee though, which should help. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna do to prep the skin. Let's go with the Uniform from Merit. This is a tinted SPF. You guys know my love for this. I've used this one, the shade 22, so much. I'm halfway gone. But I do have the shade 24 here. I'm quite fair. So actually, let's just swatch the shade 24. 24 is a little lighter. I'm curious if it's going to be too light for me. That's the shade 24. I think it may be a little too light. I think I may stick to the shade 22. This one is quite sheer, so I'm okay if the shade isn't 100% a match because it's going to blend in. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with a shade 22. Honestly, a combination of both would be great, but I think the shade 24 may be just a little bit too light for me. The way I apply this one is with my fingers. I just apply it kind of everywhere, and then we can get a brush and blend it in. I love this product so much. It's probably one of my favorite Merit products, and this one was released this year. And it is absolutely beautiful. It's so easy to work with. It is so blendable. I can build it up a little bit And again, it does have SPF, which for me every day is great. I'm just gonna take a little bit more and build it up wherever I feel the need to do so. Over the spots that I have the big breakouts, I'm gonna tap rather than swipe so it won't remove all the product that we just put there. But it's so easy, so simple. You can add more coverage if you want, or just go and conceal certain spots. But I just love a natural, breathable skin. Okay, I think the skin is looking good. It's covered enough, but it's not too much. This product is just so good. I love it so much. I'm actually going to take the shade Linen from the Minimalist and just brighten up this area right here. Very little, not too much. I don't want too much covered because I like the way everything looks like, but just a little bit of brightness right here. That looks so good. And then I always go with the foundation brush. I'm not adding any more foundation, just whatever's left over, and making sure that everything is blended. So it's very seamless, where it doesn't even look like you have concealer. You know, it just looks covered. Okay, I'm taking just a little bit of powder. This is the La Prairie powder. I'm still waiting for Merit to come out with a powder. I'm so excited for that. Hopefully one day. I think it will be incredible. So I'm just taking a little bit of powder just to set. I'm not setting everything because I like the glow. It's not super intense, but it's just enough where it makes me look youthful and alive. So I'm just setting the T-zone. And you know what I'm going to set? I'm actually going to set these spots that I've had just so they don't move around. That's going to set them pretty much all day. Again, the powder is minimal. Mostly now that it's not hot outside, I don't feel the need to have a lot of powder on my skin. I actually like to see some radiance. I'm gonna bronze / contour just a little bit. I am taking a little bit of the Balm bronzer, and this product I love so much, but one of my friends was over and they really liked it, so I gave it to her and I was left without it. And finally I have it back, but it's so easy to use. It's so everyday friendly. Look at that, it just blends in and it's not too intense. It is also so blendable, and I could literally use my fingers to blend this out. You guys know I love Merit products so much, and there's a couple reasons. First of all, I just love the way they perform. I love that they look natural on the skin. I love the more minimalist approach to makeup, but it's still makeup. Like, you can still use the product. You see a big difference. It covers well. For example, the Minimalist, I think a lot of people expect this to have no coverage, but it has quite a bit of coverage. Their eyeshadows, the pigment is really nice. Their lipsticks, you have a lot of different depths, a lot of different colors, a lot of different intensities. So it's not a makeup brand that doesn't give pigment. It's just everything that they do is approached in a more natural way, where it's easy to use, it's fast, it's blendable, it's never heavy, and that's pretty much how I like to do my makeup every day, which is why I love so many of these products. For blush, I want to take this Postmodern blush. Look at this color. Oh, that is so beautiful. I also have Fox. This one was another option that I thought maybe I could wear, but I kind of want to go for the more berry color. It's still not a super intense blush, but it does have quite a lot of pigment, but it's not super opaque, so you don't have to be scared of the color. But look at that. Oh, it's so beautiful and fresh. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. The color Fox is such a beautiful color as well. That is so beautiful. I do think I'm going to take a little bit of Fox and just add a tiny bit on top of it. This is more of a terracotta color, and I think these two would pair so nicely together. Oh yes, it's a very fall color. So pretty. Now what I'm going to do is take my concealer brush, and I'm not adding anything else on. I'm just blending in the blush with the concealer, whatever's left on my brush. And I'm also going to take the powder and do the same thing. I like to layer products and mesh them together and make them look seamless. Again, taking a little bit of powder, and you'll see just how it blended all of that in. I think that works so well. I'm not going to put a highlighter or anything. I think the skin already looks very healthy, but I do want a little bit more of a bronze. So I am going to put a little bit of my bronzer. This is the Vangoo bronzer, and I'm going to take a really fluffy brush and kind of bronze up the whole face a little bit. I think my body is a little bit more tan than my face, so I'm just trying to match everything. And I'm gonna go over my eyelid a little bit. I don't want to add too much color because we're gonna use those Solo Shadows Sheen, and I don't want to take away from that, but I think just a little bit of this will be perfect. Okay, yeah, I like that. And I'm gonna go back in with my blush. This is the Postmodern, and I'm just gonna add a little bit more right here. We blended everything in and like layered things, so I want to make sure that this the Postmodern blush still pops. I feel like that makes a big difference. So beautiful. Wow. Okay, I love that. Let me do my brows real quick, and then we'll move on to the eyes. Let's move on to the Solo Shadows Sheens. These come in this beautiful packaging. Instead of the original that has the gold, you have the silver, and you can see through the packaging. This one just had the darker packaging all over, so this one is just a little bit different because you can see the color through that. I actually really like that. And then that is the pigment inside. A couple things about this formula. This is a very thin formula. Like when you touch it, it feels thin, and it is very buildable, by the way. You can get more of a sheer look to it, or you can build it up. Also, it has no glitter. It's not formulated with glitter, so it's gonna work on pretty much any eyes. Even if you have any wrinkles, this is going to be so smooth. It's like this sheen, shimmery look to it. It gives a little bit of dimension to your eyes, but it's never gonna make it feel heavy or textury. It also has this micro pearlescent finish to it. Here I swatched all the colors that I have. Like I mentioned, there are 2 other shades that I don't have right now, but these are such beautiful shades, wearable. Let's start with this one up here. This one is called Matchbook, and it is this brown coppery shade. It has the sheen to it, and dare I say, has a little bit of a red to it. It's so beautiful. Then we have Sartorial, which is a bronzier shade, and it's a little bit more cool tone. Like it's not a very warm bronzy shade. I think this is going to be very popular. However, this next one, just look at that one. I think this is going to be everybody's favorite. This is Iris, and it has this mauve shift to it. Absolutely stunning. And then the last one is Glaze. Hopefully you can see it and the light isn't washing it out, but this is a beautiful pearly finish. It has a little bit of pink in it. I feel like pairing these two is going to be so beautiful. So these are the 4 colors that I have. I think they're so stunning and wearable. And as you can see, they definitely have some pigment to it. And let me show you that these, I'm kind of scrubbing my hands and they're still on, which is very impressive. I think that an eyeshadow that stays put all day is a must. And I think the colors are just so modern and wearable. Okay, let's try these on. There's a couple ways that you can apply these. You can apply them all over with your finger. You can apply them with a brush. I do have here the Merit brush. This is dual, and it's so good with this formula. So I'm going to start with the bronzy one, which is Matchbook. And you know what? I'm just going to use the brush, and I'm going to build it up from the middle. And to the crease, and then I'm going to take my finger and blend this out. I like this tone so much. It's so perfect for fall. I'm going to show you all colors and then I'll do a look with a couple of them, just so you can see how these look on the eyes. Okay, how perfect is that shade? Just this all over with mascara, with a brown lip. That's like perfect for fall. And it just has some dimension in it, which is why I like these so much. Besides the fact that they're extremely long lasting. Oh my goodness, that is stunning. Here is the color Matchbook. I'm going to put mascara once I do the whole look. That is so beautiful. Let's do next to it the color Sartorial, because I want you guys to see them side by side. I'm just going to clean off this brush a little bit because the brush is so good with this that I'm just going to use the brush. I have used my fingers as well. I do feel like you get quite a good amount of product with the brush. So I'm just going to put this color next to it so you guys can see the difference in the colors. I always start with the lighter shades. I don't know why I decided to go for the deeper ones first, but that's okay. That is just a wash of this color. I'm going to build it up just a little bit more, but I wanted to show you just how wearable you can have it, or you can definitely build it up a little bit more and have more intensity. I'm going to build it up just closer to the lash line right here to smoke it out and bring it here almost in a V. So easy to work with. And here is the color Sartorial, and you can envision it with some mascara. You can even smudge a little liner if you want to, but this is such a beautiful kind of bronzy taupey shade. Absolutely stunning. So here are the two shades side by side so you can kind of compare. This is definitely a little bit more warm. It's a beautiful color. It's probably what I'm going to wear today. And this one is a little bit more cool tone, but both so stunning. And they have that beautiful kind of pearlescent finish that it's not bland. It's kind of unique. Okay, let me take these off and try the other two shades. Let's move on to the lightest shade. This is the shade Glaze. And I'm actually going to use my finger just to show you how you can use your finger with these as well. This is such a beautiful, pearlescent, easy shadow. Look at that. I mean, it took me like seconds to create that. It's so beautiful. I like combining this with a deeper shade and creating an eye look like that. You can put this one all over the eye like I just did, but you could also put it in the inner corner. You can even add it as a highlighter because there is no glitter in it. So you can definitely use it in multiple different ways. Oh, that's so pretty and soft. I kind of feel like this is a staple in everybody's makeup. And here is the color Glaze All Over. It's a perfect tone, perfect intensity. It's very shimmery without being sparkly, so it's just very, very smooth. And let's use the color Iris on the other eye. I am gonna also take my finger. I may grab the brush if I feel the need for that. But first, let's just go with our finger. Oh, it's so pretty. Just blending it out. That is just a soft wash of color of it. We will build it up, but you can see that you can get a softer, barely there look. It doesn't have to be full pigment. And then let's take the brush and build it up. I'm going to take the same Merit brush, add the pigment there, and you'll see that it adds a lot more intensity to the eye look. And I like to keep the intensity closer to the lash line. And here is the shade Iris. It's such a beautiful kind of everyday mauve shade. You can see them side by side. These two combined, I think, would make such a beautiful eye look. Okay, let me wipe these off and let's create a beautiful eye look. For today's look, I really like the color Matchbook on my skin tone, and I think I want to use this one, and I think it's a very fallish. So let's just take this color and use all over the lid. I think this one has such a beautiful undertone. It's just so flattering. And I'm going to do kind of a wash of color first and then build it up pretty much only in the center. I do like to use my finger to blend out the crease right here, like that. There we go. Oh, so pretty. I'm going to blend it out this way to kind of elongate the eye. Doing the same thing on this eye. I'm blending it with my finger first, and then I'm going to build up the color a little bit more. And then I'm turning the brush around and I'm going to go in this little itty bitty brush and I'm going to go under right here because I do want to smoke it out a little bit. Kind of a one and done eyeshadow look. I may use the lighter shade a little bit as well just to add a little bit of dimension, but kind of like that. I am going to take a little bit of glaze and add a little bit of this one in the inner corner. I'm taking a different brush because that one's dirty. I just want to brighten this up right here. Just a tiny bit. I don't want it too much, but I think it makes a big difference. There we go. And then I'm going back to intensify this color to make sure we didn't lose any of that, because I think it's such a beautiful, stunning color for fall. I'm actually going back into the tiny brush and I'm gonna really focus on the lash line. It's the same color. I'm just packing the color a lot more around the lash line to define it. It's such a small detail, but I think it makes a big difference. It almost cleans up the look a little bit. We could be a little fun and add a little bit of iris right in the center. Let's do that. Why not? Just a little bit right here. I feel like that would give even more dimension to the eye look. Yeah, just a little bit in the center. I think it'll make it even more interesting. I love that. That's so pretty. Not too much. I don't want to take away from that shadow, but a little bit of that one, I think it definitely created a little bit more dimension to the eye. Okay, I love that so much. Let me put mascara on and I'll show you the finished look. Here is the finished eye look with mascara. And I love the look so much. I think it's so chic and modern. I like the sheen in it. I think it's a very smooth. I've actually had this on for an hour because I had to take care of the kids for a little bit. And it's set. I know this is not gonna budge all day. It is buildable, long lasting, and I just feel like the colors are so chic and modern. You can get an early access before these Solo Shadows Sheens are officially released. Just use the code EARLY to access this new product. Just use my link in the description box down below. It is password protected, so you have to use my code through the link down below to access it. But everything will be in the description box below. Everything everything that I've used. I will also make sure to include some of my favorite sets in the description box below, where you can get 15% off of the bundle. So make sure you check that out and look at all the details. These are just so beautiful, so easy to work with. I think it's going to work for everybody. You don't need to be worried about wearing shimmer throughout the day because these are soft and beautiful and everyday friendly. And I'm very excited to try the other two colors. Now all we have left is the lips, and the lip product that I really wanted to use is this one from Merit. It is the 1990 lipstick. I think it's just such a fall lipstick. I'm just worried it's not gonna go with the eye look. Should we try it? Let's just try it and see. It is one of my favorite lipsticks from Merit. I think the color is absolutely perfect. I actually think that that is gonna work. Yeah, I'll put a little bit of a liner as well. You can build this color up quite a bit, but I just wanted a wash of it. I also have a cut on my lip right here. It's the worst. I'm gonna take the Capricorn lip liner from Merit. This is such a good one. I actually have it in my purse at all times. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of definition. It looks really intense, but I'll just blend it out. And look at that. So pretty. And then a little bit here. These are sheer, but once they set and they stay on. I love the lip liners. I think we need a little bit of the blush right in the center. Don't you think? This is a very beautiful, like 90s cool tone brown, but I do want to take a little bit of the blush and put it right here in the center. Oh yeah, that's what I needed. So good. Okay, I love that. Last thing I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take a finishing powder. This is the Chantecaille powder, and just making sure that everything is nice and smooth and set. So good. I'm going to take it a little bit right here and right in the center here. I don't want to touch anything else. And why not? Let's take even more blush. I always go back into my blush, bronzer, even powder at the end of the makeup, just to make sure that I have enough, because once you put your lips and your eyes, maybe you feel like you need a little bit something more, maybe a little bit more blush or bronzer. So I always do this. And here is the finished makeup look. I love it because the skin is still very natural. You can still see kind of my imperfections, freckles, things like that through the skin. So it doesn't feel heavy, doesn't feel like I'm covered up, but with the eyes and the lips, it gives a little bit more color. It does have some depth to the eyes, something a little bit more unique. The lips are a little bit deeper than kind of an everyday nude, and I really like it. I think it's a very fall appropriate, and it's also very easy to do this makeup look and very fast. Obviously, I talked through all of them. I showed you the new products, but honestly, in 10 minutes, I could be done with this whole makeup look. And I think it's so beautiful. I just love the eyes. I think they're so chic and modern and unique. So thank you again, Merit, for working with me in this video. I absolutely love these products. Everything will be linked down below. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Leave me your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.